Get ready with me while I share a fun little story from mine and Jake's honeymoon that kind of relates to our Hawaii trip coming up. Jake and I are taking the kids to Hawaii next week, and I was trying to think of like what are some really fun things we could do while we're there. And I totally forgot that we could take the kids snorkeling because it really feels like the first trip where they're old enough to do fun, adventurous things like that. We're also going to take them to a luau, I believe. A boat is just something that like fills my soul, or at least being on a boat. Which brings me to our honeymoon. Jake's grandparents were gracious enough to gift us for our wedding a 2-week honeymoon in Hawaii. We spent the first, I want to say 5 days in Waikiki, and then we flew over to Kauai for the rest of the honeymoon. And we had like a really fun excursion plan for Kauai. We did a ziplining, kayaking, hiking tour, but while we were in Waikiki, I really wanted to do a snorkeling trip. I found the one that I wanted to go on and I sent the link to Jake. I hadn't gone on a boat since I was 13, and I just remember it being so fun, and it was like the #1 thing that I wanted to do on our honeymoon. So he was like, okay, I found a less expensive one through the same company, so I booked that one, and I was like, great, I don't care as long as we're on a boat for the day. Wonderful. He was also like, I don't know how it was less expensive because we also got to include a tour of Pearl Harbor before we go snorkeling. I was like, that's amazing. I've always wanted to do that. From our hotel that morning, we show up to the bus stop where they're picking us up and they're taking us to Pearl Harbor first. Oh my gosh, I need more foundation. I'm gonna need to put in a Sephora order. And I was kind of shocked because we were the only ones there in our bathing suits. We were the only ones there under the age of 60. But I was like, whatever, we're still gonna have fun. Like, let's go. And mind you, like I'm decked out in my like little short shorts and my bikini, and Jake's in his bathing suit. We get to Pearl Harbor, we do the tour, we see everything. It was really sad, but I still really wanted to go do it. And after about an hour or so, they say, okay, it's time to get back on the bus. And I'm like, great, let's get to this boat. Let's go. I'm ready to have my day. And over the loudspeaker, they say, next stop is the Dole Pineapple Plantation, which like, okay, get to the Dole Pineapple Plantation. I think we had like one of their little smoothies or something. It reminded me of Disneyland where you get the Dole Whips. Maybe we had a Dole Whip. I can't even remember. We do the tour, we get back on the bus, and then they announce the next stop. And Jake and I look at each other and we realize we're not going on a boat today. And we proceeded to spend the next 12 hours in a bus circling the island, stopping at different destinations with all of these people. We did get to see some really, really cool spots. We got to go to Hanauma Bay, which we actually went back to the next day and spent the whole day there. We got to go up to, I think it was the North Shore. It's the North Shore of the island, but I don't know if it's like the big North Shore. We went to like a rainforesty type area. Those are really the only ones I remember. And I asked him, I was like, what in the world possessed you to think that this was a snorkeling trip? He said it was called the Circle Island Tour, so he thought that there was going to be a boat that took us around the island in the circle. Yes, I do 2 setting sprays. I just feel like it works. But overall, it's a really fun story that we get to tell people. Jake is so sick of hearing it. He's heard it a million times. And all that to say, I will be booking all of the excursions for our vacations moving forward. I also saw a really funny TikTok. Somebody was saying that I put on my mascara funny, and now I think of it every time I put my mascara on. I use my hand as like an inker, and I feel like it just makes it quicker and like more accurate. All right, now I have to go jet off to the twins' school picnic. Thanks for hanging out with me. Love you guys.